kick in like a turbo booster.
We are back on the Morning Brew with Friends with the friend Kristen Lee Calhoun, an artist. You have a show coming up at SCA.
I sure do.
This is great. When is it opening and what's the show about?
It's actually my MFA thesis show. It's the culmination of the 3-year program at UNM. It's my graduation show. It's opening up Friday night.
Excellent.
5 to 8.
Very cool. So, you know, when you go through the MFA program, you want to, you figure out all the stuff that you want to be working on for the rest of your life in many ways. Where have you taken your work and what are you trying to really explain to the world through your art?
It's actually changed quite a bit since I first came into the program.
Really? So you came from Austin.
I did.
And you were painting there.
I was actually doing a lot of printmaking there.
Okay.
And that's the program I got accepted into, and then got here and promptly quit making prints, ironically.
Right, because Tamarind here is like the place where you go to make prints, and now Albuquerque is known as this like print mecca, right? Is that one of the things that attracted you here originally?
Yeah, and it's a really strong program, and Tamarind's here, and I did get the opportunity to do the collaborative class over there as part of the coursework at UNM. You get to go in and spend a semester working with their printers that are in training, and it's this really fast-paced switch every 3 weeks. You get 5 editions, kind of a thing, and that was really great. It's the first time I ever had anybody print for me.
Oh, yeah, of course, because I don't think a lot of people realize that there's different people in the printmaking process. There's the people who do the actual drawing, then there's the people who actually put it on the slate, and the people who ink it, and they're all different kind of people and staffs, right?
Exactly. And then I was used to doing all that myself. It's kind of nice to hire that out, so to speak.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But
that's very cool. So we have 3 of your pieces we have photos of here, and these are text-driven pieces.
They are.
Tell us a little bit about what these are about.
this is kind of where the work culminated after 3 years of trial and error and things like that. It's pretty socio-political. It's using these really simple pared down pronouns to kind of address the way that language functions in society and the way that we approach situations, people, events, places based on our own personal filters and interactions with these different words.
So are you a word nerd like me?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how did you come to this from printmaking? I mean, how did you make that transition to doing this kind of stuff? And I know every artist, once you get to the MFA level, you really have some larger things you really want to explore with your work. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, beyond just the pronouns and the words, I mean, what does this mean to you?
For me, it is a way to really just attempt to communicate with people, which all art is,
right.
Of course. It's pulling pretty substantially on a printmaking background. I mean, it's using typography and font in terms of that history of the printing press. But instead, it has like a very mechanically printed aesthetic.
Right, it almost looks like it could be stamped.
Exactly. They frequently get mistaken for letterpress prints or lithographs or something like that.
Do you hand do that? Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
So it's actually this sort of process where I attempt to be the machine that kind of comes out of printmaking, because one of the things I really enjoy about printmaking is the repetitive, mechanistic, very tight, meticulous process that
it's
you have
super
to go
meditative
through.
too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When you sit there and you have to just roll. And
Yeah.
when I was at UNM, I took a printmaking class too.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, and this was back in the old building, in the old art building, when like they just had the giant slates, just like it was this thing like 6 by 6 of slate, and you had
you got a big one.
And you had to roll the. It looks like a rolling pin.
Yeah.
That you had to roll over it, and then you press it in the thing, and I think all of that in the last few years has been moved around, and it's all now at either the Tamarind and the beautiful new Tamarind building.
Yeah, the
or
Tamarind
somewhere
building
else.
is gorgeous, and UNM's facilities are nothing to sneeze at. It's a
Right.
really, really nice shop.
That's very cool. So the show is this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it opens Friday evening.
Very cool. So now if this is your MFA show, that means you're graduating soon.
I'm done.
You're
I'm good.
done.
Yeah,
So where do you
as
go
soon
from
as this
here?
opens, I'm actually heading back to Austin. That's where I came
We
from.
hate to lose artists in New Mexico.
I can come back. Got a lot of friends here after 3 years here, so I'm hoping to
I'm
come
sure.
back and keep in touch with them, but back to Austin and hoping to teach.
Oh, very cool. UT Austin, something like that? Or are there schools there you can also work at?
There's a lot of schools there that you can actually work out, but I'm actually looking to teach in the community college because that's where I took my first printmaking class. And so I have a real soft spot in my heart for the kind of opportunity that a place like that can provide.
Very cool. And the SCA gallery is one of my favorite little spots because it's a cool, intimate
beautiful.
gallery, right? And it's just one block south of I-40 between 5th and 6th. And it's open 12 to 5 on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. SCAcontemporary.com. And you can see all about the show coming up. And congratulations on the MFA.
Thank you.
That's a huge step.
It is a step.
And we're coming back with the final cup. We're going to talk a little bit more about all of this stuff on the Morning Brew.